Hey guys, welcome to part one of my Epic 3. And today I'm going to talk about the relationship I just had, my first relationship ever. And yeah, I'm just going to start from the beginning. I'm not going to release this in, separate parts. It might be a little long. If you're interested, watch it. If not, you're undercarbed or you got a life. I don't know. So, yeah, basically to set it up, I've had a few dates. I've never really had a girlfriend. And I never really had a girlfriend, and it just didn't really make sense in my head, why the women would go for the guys that they do. I guess I just played a victim a bit, and I really didn't put myself in situations where you meet women, or the women you would meet, or the kind of women I would want to meet. Like I never really drank alcohol, wasn't really into drugs. I used to be around drug dealers and try to make some money off it myself, but it never really worked out. So yeah, basically, like, I hung around with the nerdy kids because they were the realest ones. They were the ones that actually kind of gave a shit about you, and you could give a shit about them. They didn't try to rip you off, take shit from you. So that's who I hung out with. I hung out with the geeks, the virgins. I guess I was one of them too, which is cool. But it's funny now that they all graduated, since they didn't have that experience in high school. They pretty much sold out. They're all into drinking, they're all into drugs, they're all into, fucking college girls and whatever, which is cool. That's what you want to do. But anyway, I really don't have any experience. Imagine in a movie, the virgin, like in the movie the guy's a virgin, and then all of a sudden, he's a good guy, then the hot girl comes in, and she actually sees him for what he is, all his, the good in him and all that, and he finally, gets it. He finally gets the girl. That's kind of like what happened to me because it just fell into my lap. I moved out on my own, and my cousin and his wife, I moved in with them, and his wife brought her best friend, who was her maid of honor, and I was his best man. We walked down the aisle together. So when I met her in Tennessee, she seemed pretty cool, she's pretty fucking hot, and, it seemed like there's a little bit of chemistry, I thought, between us, and then I walked down, she was making out with my cousin Will. Will is the ladies' man, he's the chlamydia king, all that. And so it's kind of like pissed me off. Not a super big deal, kind of bummed me out. Because this girl seemed pretty cool, easy to talk to. And that's what I really, really like. When someone's easy to talk to and they don't make like a challenge, like oh, I'm so great, you gotta earn, you gotta earn just to talk to me. You gotta earn my respect or something bullshit like that. So she wasn't like that, and I was like, oh, whatever. So I heard she was moving in with us, and I was pissed off, because I'm like, this pretty girl that I kind of like is going to be fucking my cousin Will when she comes down, and, I'm going to have to see her all the time, I'm going to live with her, she's going to take up my living room, she's not paying rent, she don't have a job. And I basically, when I would talk to her, I would just bombard her with questions, because she's kind of like sexually experienced, if you know what I mean. She went out with over, I think she said 100 different people. She said she only slept with 7 of them. I'm going to not say her name, just in case she ever sees this and makes it a big deal or whatever. But I'll just call her Blondie. So Blondie, she said she only slept with 7 people. I say it was at least 20-something. But when I say she was easy to be around, I don't mean it's like in a hoary way. I meant she made you feel comfortable. And I really like that, So basically, I'm having trouble sleeping. In stressful situations, I always have trouble sleeping. So one day I go down, and I still have kind of like a crush on her, and I'm talking to her, and then she offers to give me a massage. So she's sleeping on the floor downstairs. I'm upstairs in my bedroom. So she gets on my back, she's massaging me, and I end up asking her like, "Hey, I don't know if this is weird to you. It would probably help me if you laid in my bed. I have a big bed. It just probably help me sleep. Really, I'm not trying to take advantage or nothing." Not trying to take advantage. She says, yeah, that wouldn't weird me out at all. So she laid in my bed, and just to throw this in there, I forgot to mention, when she was moving up here, Will was down there, and Will turned her down because he didn't want anything serious. And so, she didn't want anything serious, and so the way she tried to get with him was she laid with him, she turned around, faced him, started breathing in his face, and he didn't go in for the kiss. So just a side note. Anyway, so she's laying with me. We're laying on opposite sides. Then she starts getting closer and closer and backing up towards me. So I'm like, okay. Then she turns around and she's facing me and she's breathing on my face. So, I tilt her chin. I go in for the kiss. That was my first kiss. I really enjoyed it. We made out for a while. Went to bed. I slept like shit. I don't know why. I didn't feel relaxed. I wasn't nervous. I just felt like shit still. And that's unusual for me because people I want to be around make me feel really good. So, yeah, it was weird. I didn't sleep good, and I woke up, and I'm like, I felt nothing for her. Why not? I want to feel something, but I didn't. And I woke up, and later she tried to get me, come into bed, and she went to fool around. And I was like, I got something on the stove. And we were in the car. I was sitting in the front, and she was in the back, and then she kisses me. I'm like, She don't sense that I really don't want to be with her, or I don't feel anything. I don't feel that spark, that thing that gets you excited, and I don't know why. I want it to, because that really is something, I want a partner. So anyway, a few days go on, and I keep thinking, I still feel nothing for her, but we're still fooling around, just kissing, groping, second basing, pretty much. And, it's all going pretty good. But after 2 days, I started to sleep better. I started to feel comfortable. She'd be laying on my chest, just sleeping, and it felt good. And you know what's funny? Women knew, women could sense it on me that I was more confident because women were actually coming up and talking to me when I wasn't with her. Even one time when I was with her. It's like they could just feel the confidence, and that's all I need. But it's funny because I only have confidence. I only have that kind of confidence when I'm with the girl, and you don't really need it, to meet women. So when I don't have the woman, it's hard to meet women. It's crazy. But yeah. So she told me some shit about my cousin and his wife, and I ended up, it was a big deal, and I ended up telling them about it, and